Aatrox for Zeus would be fun. However, this would be blind. It is very strong. A lot of different builds coming out, but gonna look for the Renekton, which is a much safer blind pick.
Yeah.
Renekton, Azir, the choices. Oh. Okay. So we didn't really have a plan there, but we cycled through and ultimately came up with the Rek'Sai, which works well with this comp so far.
Thinking about Diana. Will we throw it into the jungle?
I know there's a lot of Diana enjoyers right now. I just don't know if she is quite pro-playable, pro-viable. And we know Oner loves his Nocturne. And Nocturne with an Orianna, that's something different. That's next level.
Yeah, also
really get this.
Bard Orianna, we've seen actually T1 specifically have been really good at setting up combos with that, which makes sense. I mean, it's Keria's Bard.
And they are like, no Renata in this lane. It's decent into the Bard. It's really decent into the setup here for this composition. Bard Ezreal not going to be on the cards. Varus is already banned. I wonder what else they're concerned about here. We don't know what their pick is going to be just yet for Guma either.
Yeah, kind of gotta go down the list. I mean, there's Ashe available. There is Sivir. Jhin could be another big one.
I feel like Sivir is what you probably want to ban here as T1. Take away the Ashe that he had an incredible performance on at the World's Finals, where he did secure an MVP. And for here, it's not about safety necessarily, it's just about poke and pressure in lane if they're going for an AD carry, which they in fact do not. Instead go for what could have been a potential Gwen counter pick into this Rek'Sai for Doran. Does Doran just play a tank here and they look for a scaling carry, or does he try to play through top side here with a strong side lane champion for the Nocturne? I kind of like the strong side lane champion angle. They'll deny the Sivir first, so they could save that counter pick. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily, I mean, it is a counter pick, but it's not the pick to the counter. They blind the Sivir to keep Doran's pick hidden, is what I'm really saying here. I think they're going to do something like Camille or look for some sort of other strong side laning pick, potentially. I want to see what the AD carry is first.
Gumayusi might be making its return here. Or it might just be Jhin. Which, I think Jhin makes a lot of sense. It's just a little bit vulnerable to Bard and Orianna. So, you know, if you guys are winning and you're pushing forward, you've got Azir, you've got Rek'Sai, you've got Jarvan pushing and engaging for you.
I like the Jhin the most in terms of champion proficiency for Guma.
Well, in that case, absolutely.
And for the comp that they have, I think the Zeri works. I think the Kaisa is decent with the Jarvan. But otherwise, the Jhin just has so much frontline, and with the Azir, can both aggressively set him up and also peel. Zeus, one of the best Rek'Sai players in the world. The Jhin just really fits the bill for me, and it's going to give you a little bit more of a stable laning phase, even with the Nautilus lock in here. Now, what is it going to be? And Camille, I teased earlier,
it's going to be something weird.
It could certainly be something that
Galio
just smashes lane outright. Something ranged. Could be the Jax.
Akali in the top lane, because it's not going to be Orianna. I mean, I suppose it could be, but I think Doran would be a lot more proficient on Akali. Yeah, well, the rest of them as we jump onto the rift for game 3. All right, game number 3. It is what we hoped for in this best of 3 between these two teams. The long-awaited matchup here at the LCK Cup, happening already in day number 3.
Whoa.
Delight's making weird noises again. Or is that Bard? That is Bard, actually.
I think it's Bard.
Yeah, no, that is Bard. For some reason, I thought that was Nautilus. We're being pulled through the map here. Pays is just fine. But
it looked really strange.
Yeah. A couple of heals being thrown either way. It's not the end of the world. Although Delight might... Oh, that was pretty close.
Guma looking for the 4th shot.
Yeah. Pressure is on, and Keria is going to be the one who does eat that shot, including the grenade on top of it all. Guma does take a little bit of harass on the backside of this, but not a big deal, I would say.
Trying to rush for level 2, and they will get it.
Yeah, another hook is going to come down. Pace still does not have a spell shield. And they're just being harassed out at level 1. I mean, Keria's backing already.
Yeah, I mean, imagine taking Kaisa here instead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Jin is real.
Another hook would have landed, and Pace has to flash it.
Yeah.
So he finally hits level 2.
So, this is a great start for the HLE bottom lane in this 2v2. And unfortunately for T1, going to be playing this one a little bit on the back foot. Pays, because he was able to flash that, can at least catch these minions. Only find himself likely just 3 CS behind. Gets all of those. Actually 2.
You can see Orianna, one of the most annoying lane threats, just in the way she's able to chip you down and essentially not allow you to out-trade her. Even the Azir can struggle. As then Pace just go for a back, still down both of his summoners. And Zeka steps up to try to get a minion, and you know, a couple more could have done it, but he is able to dash away with the shield.
Yeah, that shield is really important. If he doesn't have that, then he is dead. Doesn't have to flash though. Faker knew he had the shield available there with the dash, and this is happy to take a very aggressive lead in this lane. Let's see if he can get some damage done before he goes back for his own teleport. Akali in the early levels in this matchup will have to use the Shroud very well, as Doran is doing here. And setting up 5-point strikes to get slows, to look for aggressive trades will get easier as you start to get some items in your inventory. Doing a great job so far though, keeping the CS even. Akali often struggles in a lot of matchups in the first few levels, and Doran, despite getting pushed in, is maintaining CS parity.
Yeah, able to go for the ring just fine. Not needing that extra sustain, and Zeus just trading it out, has his tunnel set up very nicely. And the mid lane, you see that Zeka was able to get it back, was able to run back in with a refillable. And should be okay from that harass.
Delight's gonna briefly head mid here to look for a potential gank. Kanavi's going top side as well. Not going to commit, but see if maybe Delight can flash. Oh, Faker is not going to step up too far. Could have been an interesting angle there with the extra freedom they had on the bottom side. Pays has this wave in a really nice spot.
Yeah. So that Guma just got back and had to kill one from range, so it's just Pays trying to do his best to catch up and farm, as he was put behind after having to flash and not having a spell shield early, and all of the shenanigans that Delight put him through. I'm curious to see what this Nautilus is going to do in this composition. Obviously, the engage is very good, but you would assume that Team 1, as long as we're in kind of an even game stage, should just be looking to pull the trigger first with the Nocturne and Orianna.
I think that will often be the case here, but if they are unable to get a crisp setup as Faker...
He's definitely going to pull the trigger here. Zeus, or rather Zeka, easily able to dodge that one. And even takes a better trade on the back of it, although...
He has 6 himself, but he doesn't have mana.
Yeah. And Oner comes in just to say hello.
That was
and do absolutely nothing else.
Quite a fine line they were walking as. Here comes Kanavi.
Oh, very nice spell shield. And Delight's down his flash now.
Kanavi trying to make something of this, but I think this is going to be short-lived. But I was going to mention, you know, in some ways T1 have the ability to pull the trigger first, but they're also playing a Sivir composition where they can use these tools defensively. They can zone with the Orianna ultimate, they can use the Nocturne Paranoia to get Pays into a better position, play defensively. As HANWHA Life Esports have their own great engage. They have a Rek'Sai, they have this Nautilus, and obviously the Azir's Emperor's Divide. It can be difficult to outplay as the relatively immobile Sivir. So this is going to get really interesting. Is Keria?
He has Smite, and he's not going to be able to hit it, though. And now might just have to flash away from this one. Looks like he will. But a close call, actually, as Keria got in at the right timing, wasn't able to time it right.
Yeah. Sadly for him, not quite able to use that one, but it's cool how close it got. but it is secured ultimately by HANWHA Life Esports. Grab that first Infernal. Oner does have level 6 now. And the question always becomes, where do we go? Not really, actually, in patch 26.1. It's always bottom lane.
Yeah.
And they are pushed in right now. FaZe also has his ultimate, which can empower a Nocturne gank, but they're going to back. They're going to get away with it. As Doran is 12-3. Don't really associate him with this pick, but...
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo. And, yeah, I feel like, you know, Doran also... Oh, there's the combo, by the way, as you said it was bot lane, but they go straight to mid and interrupt the dash. First blood given on over to Oner's Nocturne, actually. So Zeka not able to flash out of that one and does pay the price.
Oner spell shields the Emperor's Divide. Not that it would have really impacted too much there. Faker's going to look to grab a plate here, but will be pushed away by Chovy. Delight's also here. They see him. Nice sidestep.
Yeah, Faker's been really on point with his sidestepping tonight. Remember, he dodged the Vault Baker from Canavi's Vi in game number 1 on the Rise. As FaZe is playing some kind of bullet hell game.
So a kill goes over to T1. And the bot lane leaves, so that leaves mid to set up here with the Orianna Nocturne, oldest trick in the book. And watch the Emperor's Divide, spell shielded. Oner is able to secure the kill as a result. Might have forced a flash out of Faker if he was able to push the Nocturne back, so it's a really important spell shield, although relatively easy to hit if you know exactly what you're looking for, as Oner does. And that's T1 on the board. Despite losing that dragon, they have a pretty hefty lead in terms of the farm advantage they have for the Akali. The Orianna has that assist and a little bit of farm advantage herself. Not to mention the jungle advantage that Oner has with the kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes what you get when you're laning into just sponge tanks that sit there and they sustain forever, and you can do a ton of damage to them, but they're never going to die at the same time. And you just essentially get to free farm. So Doran's really enjoying his time. Nice little stun from Keria's Bard. As all-time Oner, 33-6, as he's 84.6%.
This pick for me has kind of become more iconic than his Lee Sin. I don't know if he has I don't know to compare the games and like the win rate. I don't have that in front of me right now, but still, I just associate him more with this pick at this point.
Well, we got a little gank brewing. Chovy has been such a menace trying to deal with this, but at the end of the day, Keria gets over, lands the stun, and FaZe throws up an ult. Yells into the ether, and didn't necessarily need that, but wanted to play it safe.
Chovy did not have Cataclysm available just yet, and when Keria gets on top of him and stuns him, that's just kind of the end of the deal for that one. Does end up backing away. As we just keep watching this matchup where Doran is having more and more fun, despite the Hex Drinker there in the inventory of Zeus.
This is why every single laner that you see into Rek'Sai just has a bajillion damage at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because Rek'Sai stands there and takes all of the damage, but then heals it all back.
Yep.
So, you know, it's not like she's avoiding any of it. It's not like she's taking less because she has inherent tankiness or like a shield. She's just sitting there and sustaining it all. And it's very annoying.
This is a really good ward here for Faker, so he is not under any threat despite being flashless, as Chovy is relentlessly looking for
They're trying to do it again,
angle. Trying to do what, sir?
The Orianna Nocturne. I mean,
oh yeah,
Oner is right there.
And I mean, they don't have to commit here, but Delight is in trouble, and that's why this might actually force some reaction. And that it's a lot of prio gained for the dragon. It hasn't spawned yet, but unfortunately, Chovy has just come up empty on both attempts now, back to back. Zeus is like, I can do a thing. No.
I am real. I do things except healing. No.
I wonder how much of Doran's gold is from killing tunnels. Slick backflip, CS.
I'd say probably at least 50.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty accurate estimate.
Yeah. Does force Zeus to go for the Hex Drinker early, so it's going to delay his build a little bit, but...
Okay, let's see.
Oh, there's the Gunblade.
Yeah, the Gunblade tech here. Gonna go straight back to the top lane, but his TP is coming up. if he needed to come down here for this one. Let's see if they can set up the combo again with this knock from Orianna. Spell shield out.
Oner in a very awkward spot, but he's able to dodge quite a lot and survive. The whole team is in there. He has to go in. There's no combo with Faker just yet, holding on to that shockwave. As in goes Doran. Nice little knock up from Zeus, but it does look like T1 are still in a good position. Zeus has to get out as the flash in over the wall. Doran getting in there onto Chovy and should eventually be able to win this one, especially with the help from his team. And Doran just going to collect that kill. Nice little fight from T1, although it started with Oner kind of out of position.
Yeah, did not look great for him, but he has spell shield, and okay, Guma may have to flash.
Okay, they're going to drop an ult here, and it's going to allow them to do a decent amount of burst damage, but it's not like they're going to get the kill or anything like that.
Yeah, they didn't have any backup. I thought perhaps Oner was coming down, but he wasn't actually.
Faker taking a beating from all those soldiers, but he's able to calculate his way out of there.
Won't get the empowered recall home. So Oner is out of position, air quotes, but he has spell shield. Spell shield's a knockup. Unfortunately, there's a whiff there from Delight. Then he uses Paranoia to buy space here. Faker is pretty late to the fight, so doesn't actually really get anything with Shockwave. But this Akali is just so difficult to lock down. The Paranoia bought a ton of space. Kanavi's on the wrong side of the fight because he went for the kill onto Oner, or tried to, right? And failed, so he couldn't really rejoin his teammates. And once again for HANWHA Esports, it's just a little bit too split up here. And not only does T1 win this fight, but they end up getting a ton of money onto this big top lane carry. And now Doran is an even bigger threat in sides.
Zeus was like sometimes getting on top of Doran occasionally, but now with Gunblade, I just don't ever see it happening.
And the Dragon should go over here as well in the follow-up for T1 to put us at a 1-on-1 Dragon apiece. And for this setup here for HANWHA Esports, I think we're just going to have to see a little bit more coordination. They saw Nocturne, they pressed buttons to go in. Chovy has definitely not been shy about engaging, but the rest of the team wasn't there for the follow-up. And
yeah,
here's another engage from Keria, potentially.
He's trying to Vandal pipe his way, his team's way into the victory with all that attack speed. Moving in as a unit, trying to take this blue buff away. And Chovy, as you mentioned, he has not been shy about ganking, about engaging, and now he's just gonna die. Has the rest of his team behind him. Big Nautilus ultimate on the 2, and a 3-man scoop from Zeka, but does it matter? As Guma trying to do some damage on the backside, but doesn't have enough at this point in the game. As Faker getting pretty low, maybe able to take him out, but no, the shield comes down, and Faker just walks it off. Pace is gonna be tagged. Actually, Keria gets in there, and Zeka somehow died up top as well. And things are getting very silly, but very silly in favor of T1.
I mean, when people are talking about game time and faster games here on this patch, maybe the game time itself on average in solo queue games isn't shorter, and even in pro it might end up being relatively close, but it's small advantages you get that allow you to just group up like this as T1 and be like, I'm taking everything, by the way. And what do you do as HANWHA Esports here? You try to look for the engage, get burst down. The Nautilus ult here is decent. The Zeka ultimate is phenomenal, but there's no damage. Guma in stasis because of the Bard isn't able to get that follow-up damage. He's probably super frustrated with how this fight went because he misses here as well. Faker speeds up, is able to get out of the ultimate. Keria comes down to block for Pays. Zeka is getting rushed down in the melee. He's sitting on a Nashor's too. He does not quite have the damage to clean up the fight after the Emperor's Divide. And it's a scrappy fight. It's a messy fight for HANWHA Esports because they have no vision. They have no control over the area. But Chovy is just like, I'm going in. And they try their best, but it was just so disjointed again. And T1 is not the kind of team you just press R onto. They've always got a plan. They've always got a setup. And now the lead they had has ballooned into 4.5K.
Yeah, it's definitely something we've seen in the past before, that Jin can struggle into Bard, and I'm glad he called out the stasis, because Guma, if he's there in the back and he's actually dealing damage during the sweep, during the Emperor's Divide, like maybe that looks a little bit different, even from behind, but it just wasn't meant to be. Just the little things give T1 the favor, even after a big play from Zeka. And that was a fight without top laners, essentially. I mean, they were just fighting up in the top lane, and yeah, just in the 4v4, able to take it very one-sidedly, and might be looking at another one-sided game, trying to set something up here on a Faker, perhaps, as there was a guy in the bush, but guess who's also here? It is Oner. As Delight's here. And it is going to be the light, and Chovy coming in from the jungle. There's the big sweep as everything being thrown at Faker, and they will get it done. But now Oner, pretty fed in his own right, able to take the 1 kill. And here comes Doran, the real threat on the team, as Zeus desperately trying to deal the damage into Oner. There's the ult forward, gonna try to get into the Rift Herald, not quite able to, but does summon it as Paze and Guma make their way over, but Guma already pretty low. And that's gonna force HLE back with the Rift Herald also pushing.
I mean, this is just not a win for HANWHA at all. They end up trading even, but the charge comes through, Zeka shows up, and they even get an additional plate on top of the charge. And there's just no angle here. They're looking for Paze. Oh, just a bit too short.
I mean, that was never going to work out. It feels like HLE are clutching at straws as Doran trying to flash and take out Guma. Instead, he'll have a slice of Zeus and a slice of Guma. And on top of it all, takes out Chovy, takes them all 3 down. And now Doran 5-0 in this game.
I mean, HANWHA Life Esports are backed into a corner by T1 time and time again in this series. You know, in that fight next to Dragon, and this fight as well. It looks like, okay, Delight's like, well, I got to make something of this. They set this up, the Emperor's Divide hits, but the follow-up is just not great. And again, Keria's here with the stasis to buy space against Chovy in live, nearly.
Looks like Zeka killed Faker in live.
And then from here, you're like, okay, we got Oner, but we can't really do anything else here. Paze is here, he's full health, and they've got the Silver Wave clear. The charge comes through from Doran, and what happens here, it gets even crazier because they're like, maybe we can make something happen on the Paze. They overextend here. The turret is dead, as... okay.
We're not even going to get to see it because in the replay, there's more kills happening. Not just to champions, but to turrets. And Doran hit 6-0. Zeus thought he was tanky, I guess not.
HANWHA Life Esports definitely decided they were going to send it this game.
He almost died of that turret. Yeah, you know, especially that re-engage on a Paze when he's got barrier and spell shield up, like that is just never going to work. And then especially like Doran, not in the face of the Akali.
Yeah, Doran is like, all right then, so I guess I kill all of them. And then he did kill all of them. Look at his items.
And he's getting even more gold. Like, you talked about getting incremental leads and how good teams are doing it. I mean, Zeka might just be dead. Dodge there. Even the Zhonya's to come out, and Doran never even got turret aggro. He's still just dancing around, and he's going to be able to dodge away from this one for Oner to come in and clean up, and he might as well, as that'll be the one. It looks like Delight has his flash for now. And T1, they were playing with their food in game 1, or rather 2, but now they're really playing with it, as at least Chovy is able to get the shutdown, and that turret's somehow still alive, and Canavi's still going to die.
Well, this game is looking pretty over, Valdez.
I think Faker just dies again, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's going right, except Faker keeps dying in the side lane.
It's okay, it's fine.
He might, yeah, actually, he does live. Okay.
Zeus can only sense him, but he didn't have any burrows set up to chase.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this dragon is kind of like, hello, I'm open for the taking. T1, you guys have some prio. We're like, now I like to kill the objectives that are controlled by players. As you mentioned, Doran is able to absorb, or rather avoid, turret aggro this entire time. Gets the backflip away. Keria shows up. The Nocturnal comes out. They re-engage onto Zeka. Doran just layers in damage after damage after damage. Rooted, but again, no turret aggro here. In live, they are taking the dragon. Finally, they're able to take Doran out. Paze is like, cool, but you have no turret. So I'll take the jungler, who continues to send it. But at this point, I mean, who could criticize Chovy for trying to make desperate plays? Yeah. This game is certainly over.
If you're playing Jarvan like you're, you know, Olafs that get behind and they press their R button and then they run away. Like, if you're playing Jarvan like that, you might as well just surrender. So, nothing on Chovy. It's just looks a little silly.
Chovy just like cataclysms the minions. He's like, stay away from our base.
Defensive cataclysm.
Defending the base.
Yeah.
You can't walk out of this for a few seconds.
Look at all those plates they got in the bottom lane, too.
It's a lot of money that they have collected. They have 3 grubs for this as well, you know?
Uh-oh. Well, at least Zeus is here, and I think that should be enough to hinder Doran. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's a ton of damage, and he goes, gets the kill! And the Cataclysm kind of looks defensive, but it's not helping anyone. And Doran picks up yet another one. Did have his streak ended by Chovy, so maybe a little bit personal there.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know if he's really too bothered by it, as Zeka has TP, but I don't know if he should use it. Maybe he should just, you know?
Yeah, Guma is extremely dead. Like, you cannot emphasize how dead he is more than that, as a nice shockwave comes in, gonna hit Zeka, and, well, yeah, Keria goes in for the kill, Delight goes down, and Zeus is very tanky, but not against this team, not when you're down 10,000 gold, and they really wanted to dive that, but Zeus does end up actually getting away. Stops the Baron take, I suppose, with that one.
You mean delays the Baron take?
Yeah.
As they will
it momentarily.
Start it. Yeah, I mean, technically they did stop.
Yeah.
And then started again. So, I mean, like, the delay is correct, but also the stopping is correct.
Yeah.
And, like, what do you do now as HANWHA Esports? This game is surely lost. It's a lot of confident plays from HANWHA, but some misjudging of these skirmishes, right? And it was in game 2 a similar situation, right? Like, making that call to go in onto the Silas, looking for that type of scrappy fight with Xin Zhao there as well. Really going on to the Xin Zhao more than the Silas, even though they had the Ignite, as was pointed out by the desk. And then in this game, I mean, not this moment, because, I mean, from here, like, there's literally nothing you can do. And Zeka gets shockwaved, he just TP'd in. Doran's on top of him, Keria gets the kill. But it's some of the early to mid-game fights where they tried to force it, and they just fell flat on their face that leads to this position we're in now. That fight on the Dragon in particular was really the backbreaker, where Guma got stasis, and they tried to force that fight instead of, like, slow playing it, and it just is not working for them. Pays is on 3 items, 0 deaths. POM, interesting conversation to have after Doran's Kali game here, but I think it's probably just going to be Oner for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair after what we've seen here in 3 games. Well, it feels like almost 2 full games, because these second and third games have kind of just been solo queue stomps. Like, this has not been what we expected after that very tense HLE victory in game 1. Although, I don't know, because very good at snowballing are our best teams. You can get a lot of plays in this one.
Yeah.
As not quite able to make the combo work that time around, but able to stasis the turret at least, and Oner still has his flash, so he's able to get away, and that might just be it. As Doran does insane damage with 1 tick of his ult, and he's still getting in there, has his Zhonya's now, gets another shuriken, and just dies. So at the end of the day, not the cleanest dive, but I don't think T1 care.
Well, I think that's the end of this push, though.
Is it? I mean, okay. Able to get over the wall. Pays able to block most of that. Is no! No,
Guma, no!
Guma!
No.
Just leave. Just clear the wave. Okay. Well, T1 still won the fight, I guess. Maybe. Oh, Keria's ganking him. Oh, no. Once the best of friends. Now enemies on the rift.
Look at Guma's face as well. That bought some time for some respawns. The inhibitor falls.
Yeah.
There's just no damage here between this Nautilus and Jarvan, so low health bars means that T1 will stop the push. I think if they had played a little bit more carefully, the game would probably have ended. But HANWHA Esports still, you know, maybe they take a pickaxe and start chiseling away at that 15,000 gold lead. Delight?
Okay. Well, he has done a good job of delaying the backs.
TP.
That's a nice little tunnel
from
there.
Zeus, I mean, he wants to maybe...
They haven't powered recalls, but yeah, I mean, the amount of damage that Pace does at this point in time is kind of insane, guys. Oh man, the stasis as well on the TP coming in, and the follow-up combo really just dunking on them now. This is not looking pretty.
It is.
You're a T1 fan, of course.
So funny to watch like a bruiser try to kill a Fed 80 carry in this meta. Like, I'm gonna kill him, and Pace walks away backwards.
All those 3 times.
Like, no, you're not gonna kill me. I mean, with the build here from Zeus, it wasn't gonna last that long, but he's been laning into an Akali. So that lifeline, you know, on the Maw, the magic resistance isn't gonna really be doing any favors there.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I guess they do
17,000 gold.
Is it the same push as the last one? I mean, I don't think so. I think this is technically a new push.
It feels like version 2.
You
of
could
the
like
same push, you know?
try to like connect the dots and say it's the same push, and in fact, they're not going to end because Zeka respawn.
Because there's a dragon sitting there saying, hey guys,
That dragon,
right over here.
Multiple dragons this game have kind of been trying to remind T1 that they exist. But T1 has eyes only for Baron and for HANWHA esports players. This is just a very heavy set of wallets.
Yeah.
10-ton wallet.
10-ton wallet. The combo comes in. And Oner's alone, by the way, but it doesn't seem to matter. I mean, they just don't have any damage, and everything in the kitchen sink is thrown at Doran.
All right, now going 1 by 1.
Yeah.
Again, maybe HANWHA esports can win 5v1 5 times.
Oh, they almost got through Faker's shield there.
It was pretty funny at first, T1, but like, you know, let's take the dragon and let's focus up, you know?
That friend, he just keeps repeating the same joke. It's like, yeah, I mean, it was funny, but like, come on. We've heard it before.
Como was actually going to tell you guys you could skip review for this series for tonight, but now it's like, you know, you've raised his ire a little bit.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be like, all right, we're going to do an extra interview as well. Two players like, no, not the interview.
Laps around the stadium later tonight. You've earned it.
All right, well, surely this push ends the game.
Version 3, same push.
I mean, double super minion waves, not synced, but eventually showing up. Doran shows up as well with his Zonias. Got the ready. Good luck with the defense on HLE esports.
Well, that's going to be the engage once again. They find Guma, and he's got a target on his back. Down he goes to the Nocturne. And now, with a lot less tools to take down Doran, he can do whatever he wants. And the long-awaited end of the game is right before our eyes. Down will go the Nexus. This one only 28 minutes as T1 absolutely demolished HLE in game number 3. And it was not close at any point in time. As down it goes. T1 take the 2-1 tonight.